Hello everybody, welcome along to the Rangers Rabble Old Firm preview. Very, very quickly before I get into it, my internet is playing funny buggers, so if it cuts out, I will try and get on as fast as I can. Mark will take over, and Brian straight in with a comment. You're 3 minutes late because my internet wasn't working. That's pretty much it. So what happens is everything cuts out on my screen. I think you can still hear me, but I can't hear what anybody else is saying. So if that does happen, then I will try my best to get it fixed. Big thank you to Fog Dog becoming a channel member again. Thank you, Fog Dog. Yeah, hello and welcome along to the Rangers Rabble Old Firm preview. I'm Martin and I'm joined by Graham and Mark. Graham, how are you?
I'm all good, mate. I'm looking forward to this and looking forward to the weekend.
Well, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not looking forward to this because I know for a fact that my internet's got a shelf life, and it's not going to last. Mark, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Battle fever's on, well and truly.
Internet fever's on. To be honest, well, a wee bit later on we'll discuss Australia, and we'll discuss the World Cup for a wee 5 minutes. Why not? We'll do that. But obviously, first of all, we're here to talk about the Old Firm game Sunday. Preview that. Before we get into the team selection, how the game's going to go, all that. For everybody watching, thank you. Please do like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We're getting closer and closer to 5k subscribers, so thank you very much. And help share the video as well. On Facebook, share and it's just sharing Facebook in it, or can you like on Facebook? I don't know.
You can like as well, huh?
You like on Facebook? I'm not a Facebook user. And of course, if you're on Twitter, give us a wee retweet, a like, and a follow on there as well. We've just recently passed 6,000 followers on that. Mark, how are you feeling on a Friday night? Obviously, I've heard the news about Alfie. We'll discuss that in a wee minute. But as it sits right now, how confident are you?
See, if Alfie was fit, I think I'd be 80% we're going to do him. That probably brings it down to about 60%, but I still think we're going to do them. I think that it's a big, massive loss. There's no getting away from it. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. What Alfie brings to the team, even a half-fit Alfie, 80% fit Alfie is just massive. But it's do or die. They've got to win it. Simple as that. And if they need to go into this game with that attitude, as I said, so it's do or die. They must win. So as I said, I'm not as confident as I was, obviously, with the Alfie things coming out, and we've seen the 40s and stuff like that. My heart sank. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Roofe's been looking sharp, and as long as he gets his tactics right, I think we're more than a match for them. 100% more than a match for them. So, as I said, I think we're still going to do them. I'm 60%. Come probably tomorrow, I might be 55. Come 20 minutes before the kickoff, I might be 50-50. But as soon as that whistle goes, I'm 100% we're going to do them.
See, I'm just a pessimist in life. I'm just so pessimistic. Like, we could be 5-0 up with 2 minutes to go, and I'm still going, they've still got a chance to get back into this. That's the kind of arsehole I am. Like, I'm the most pessimistic man in the world. We'll come to Alfie in a minute, Graham. But Billy Henderson's commented, reasonably confident, nothing to lose, all to gain as far as I'm concerned. Now, I disagree with that. And if you disagree with this, please do tell me. Every game's a must win. We say that every week. Every Old Firm game's a must win. But in terms of this one on Sunday, is it a case of if we lose, the league's done?
If we lose, I think the league is done, aye. But that's why it's a must win in my opinion. I don't even think a draw is good enough for us. Although there's still a wee bit of hope, but we need to win it. As you say, granted any Old Firm, it's a must win, even if it's at their place. That's what it is. That's why we're the biggest club in Scotland. That's why we're such a big club around the world, because the pressure's on. It's not just we can accept draws, we can accept defeats and that. It's must win, and that's what we need to go and do on Sunday.
You never, Mark, like, you never accept a draw or a defeat at Rangers, no matter who you're playing, whether it's Barcelona or Ross County. You don't accept it. But a draw or a defeat every now and then doesn't lose you the league. But does a draw or defeat on Sunday, does that really dent our chances? Really, I don't want to say that would be it, but as good as.
I'm very much an optimist. You probably kind of gathered that, but I can't be optimistic. If we get bet and they go 6 points clear with what's that, 6 games left, I can't see a way back for us. As much as I can be optimistic and stuff like that, I really can't. I can't see any way back for us. For me, this is a do or die. This is even if it's at cost of the European tie. I think that you need to leave every single ounce on that park. I think that, see, if you don't come off that park, dripping a sweat, and can hardly walk, then you've not done what you need to do, because that's what it's going to take. It's a must win as far as I'm concerned.
Ian Ross, evening guys. I hope you're all well. I'm looking forward to a Rangers winning Sunday. We are the people. I'm looking forward to a Rangers winning Sunday. But like I say, as it gets a wee bit closer, I don't know if I'll be particularly looking forward to the game. SG 1642. Evening troops, I think Buff out is good. Sometimes your focus on him can be a disruption to the flow of the game. Roofe has a better record against them anyway. Is that just an overly positive way to look at the fact that we're best strikers out, Mark? Or does SG have a point there?
I think I like his style. He's optimistic. But do you know what? Well, let's not kid anybody on. As I said, we're talking, try to be optimistic and stuff like that. And we don't want to be doom and gloom, but we've seen it. We've seen it with our own eyes. What Alfie brings to the team, even if he's not scoring goals, what he brings to the team, even for the point of view of he terrorises centre halves. They don't want to play against him. His physicality, his runs, it just doesn't give him a minute's peace, and that's massive. I think Roofe's a tremendous player. I really do, and I like him. I think he's a very, very intelligent striker, and I think he's some finisher. But I can't see, but this is a massive blow for us. But do you know what? We'll just need to pick ourselves up, and this is a chance for Roofe to redeem himself, because he never done it the last Old Firm game. So this is one of them ones that Roofe needs to look himself in the mirror and go, do you know what? This is my time. This is me. No, he can be a hero in everybody's eyes here. Maybe the stage is set. Maybe it's written in the stars that he's going to redeem himself, and old Gio's going to go, do you know what? I was wrong. I think that you're more than capable of being the main man at Rangers. So as I said, it's all to play for. But as I said, he needs to turn up. But Alfie, don't take it away from anybody. Don't try and sugarcoat it. It's a massive loss for us. Massive.
Aye, it is. A couple of comments. Hello, Broxy the Bear. Always good to have Broxy watching. Brian, Martin, I hope you're feeling better. I hope I look better, but I certainly don't feel it. Cubby Cubster, evening Bears, let's go. Can't wait for Sunday. I wish I was like this. I get too nervous. I never enjoy an Old Firm. It's horrible. Morelos being out is a bit of a pain in the arse. You could say that again. Linda Ross, good evening, guys. Hope you're all well. What else have we got in the old comments? Because this is where I get all my questions for, by the way. I don't actually have any questions. I just always go to the comments. RFC 56, evening all. Roofe's a goal scorer and intelligent, reads the game well, and gets in good positions to finish. Graham, obviously it is going to be Roofe that plays, because I've seen a couple of people today talking about it, and my jaw hit the floor. Like, that's not an option. Obviously Roofe's going to be playing. Has he played enough games to be match fit enough to last the full 90 on Sunday?
It's one of the ones we just need to hope. But when he's come on recently, he has looked sharp, and hopefully Roofe's problem for us has been keeping him fit, because I do believe he is a good player. But Mark says he's quite intelligent. He's off the ball movement's good, and he always seems to be in the right place for like tap-ins and stuff like that as well, and like rebounds off the keeper, which is good, and it could be a good thing for Sunday. But it's just, well, it's a gamble if he's fit enough. But going by his recent sub appearances and stuff like that, he has looked quite sharp, which is a good sign. And hopefully a full Ibrox can get him through the 90 minutes, because the atmosphere will be jumping. Hopefully adrenaline can keep him through and hopefully get a couple of goals.
Right, now, this is just going to be a very quick 2-minute tangent, right? Very, very quick. Channel member SG, Martin, personal grooming spot on tonight, mate. Now, I'm going to... Regular viewers at a show, at a podcast, whatever it's called, Rangers Rabble, there you go, will know that my hair is always a constant discussion, right? Because it's horrific. I can never get it right. Now, I was in the shower, I had Fleetwood Mac, Tangled in the Night on album, fantastic album. I got a wee bit lost in time. I get out the shower about 7:10, supposed to start at 7:30. My hair was still soaking wet. So for the first time in about 15 years, I used a hairdryer. So I don't know if that's the way to go. What do you think, Mark? Think that's the way to go, hairdryer?
Seems to be. That's what happened to me. I used the hairdryer look. But I tell you what, it's working. Whatever you're doing is working. So just carry on.
The hairdryer, it just seems to...
The blow dry.
It just seems to have sat and play. Anyway, look, we're here to talk about Rangers. You know what I mean? We're not here to talk about my hair. Test video. Cheer up, Martin. Need to be more positive. I'm trying, but I'm never positive. That's why I've got Mark and Graham, because they are more positive than me. Ready? The team want revenge, in my opinion. Mark, does that come into revenge for the Parkhead game, or is that just a case of that's put to the back of the mind? This is a new game.
I think for me, it's got to be. I think that's got to be these players at Parkhead let us down badly, especially the first half. We done all right in the second half, but they let us down badly in the first half, and I've already mentioned that about looking yourself in the mirror and stuff like that, and knowing what it is to play for this club. They need to come out the traps flying, and they need to give us everything they've got. And I'm not accepting anything less than that. So, yeah, revenge is... I think so. I think that it's revenge. I think there's been a lot said from their side as well. A lot of players coming out and being pretty disrespectful. Can't wait to lift the trophy at the end of the season, and we're better than them in every department. For me, that's no professionalism. And for me, that's your team talk straight away. You stick that up on a notice board in the dressing room and say, "Here, boys, have a read of that." That's what they're saying about you, and that's what they're saying about you in public. They're not even saying that privately. That's what they're saying about you in public. So for me, every single one of them needs to have fire in their bellies and needs to come out like it's going to battle. We talk about battle fever, but it needs to be that, because, as I said, they let us down in that first half. Done all right in the second half, but by that point it was too late. We get gubbed in the first half. And
no coincidence, Mark, in that second half Ryan Jack was in the park.
100%, yeah, I agree with you.
But you said there that they think they're better than us in every department, and I'll come to you with this, Graham, in a wee minute, because I think they do firmly believe that, and the media believe that. But better than us in every department. Bodo Glimt, Borussia Dortmund, Europa League, Conference League. Yeah. This is the same team who gave up in the second leg of the Conference League, Graham. So, do you know what? They've been doing well in the league. When you spend 28 million, you probably should do quite well in the league. We still beat them in the first Old Firm game of the season. They beat us at their place. So it's one each in terms of the games in the league. But the media have been bumming them up something awful, haven't they?
It's a good job. That's why I don't read it half it. I obviously see clips that are shared by like Rangers fans and stuff, but I don't get it at all. They've been doing well in the league, like you said, and they're top, but in my opinion, it's mainly because of your performances, but they've dropped points, and that's why they're top, not because they're so much better than us, like they say. But like you say, Europa League, Borussia Dortmund, we've proved that when we play our game to our intensity and get everything tactically right, we are a really, 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 really good team in European football. So if we play like that, I'm confident. And what I think it's going to do us a wee bit of favour, because since Gerrard came in at the very beginning, I always feel the international breaks have came at a hindrance to us, because it stopped kind of forming momentum. Whereas this one, we were in bad form. Players kind of looked tired. You had Aribo and stuff. Although some of them went to international footballers, quite a lot of them have been able to get a rest. So I'm looking forward to seeing a reaction and kind of a freshness in our team, and hopefully that helps us on Sunday.
Just very quickly, Lee Henderson. I was on the phone to Brandon Barker and I done the opposite of what he told me to do. So that's why it's actually looking all right. Mark, does Graham make a fair point there?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think so. It's one of these things. They've always been bummed up by the media. I mean, no matter what, they're going to bum them up as well. So it's different levels. We've performed at different levels to them over the period. Our problem's been no keeping our eye on the ball when we've come home for European ties and after big games, and that's been the problem. I think that I'm not saying it's a mentality thing, but I think that if we all looked at it for the bigger picture and said, "Hold on a minute, we've just beat Borussia Dortmund, and we're playing Ross County," you think to yourself, "Well, that's going to be easy." And obviously, I'm not saying that they're not being professional, but you've just knocked your pan in a Thursday night or a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, and you're playing on a Sunday again. So I can see why it's happened. I mean, if you look at it historically, most teams that have a decent run in Europe don't really do well in the league. So I can understand why, but we're Rangers, and that's no an excuse. And we should be performing on all fronts. We've got a big enough squad to deal with. So, but as I said,
the only thing that makes me worried, right, apart from the fact that I always worry, right, is that Mark's phone just decided to go off there. The only thing that makes me worry, Graham, is the form of us this season. It has been up and down. I don't even think we played that great against Celtic at Ibrox, but we still managed, to beat them. But our form in the league this season has been very, very up and down. That's the only thing that worries me, because if this was the Rangers team of last season, which is still, vastly the same players playing against that Celtic team, then even though I'm not confident, I would be more confident, if you get what I'm saying. Right? And it's just simply down to the league form this season. And Mark, that was extremely unprofessional.
Sorry, I apologise profoundly. I thought I had it in silent.
I agree with you, Mark. That it's hard. The highs of being in the Europa League and then coming back. It is understandable what Mark says, and plus one of the big differences is like European style football to Scottish style. We are very suited to having space, being able to counter attack and get in behind, and having more time in the ball. Whereas in Scotland, it's playing against compact defences with a front midfield 4, midfield 5 in front of it. No space for Kent getting doubled up on and stuff like that. So I can see why it happens, but also being at Rangers, you have to get it done. It's as simple as that. You need to get the points, no matter if you're playing well or playing poorly. That's the way it works. But like we've said, the first Old Firm that you said there as well, we had no manager, no assistant manager, no first choice, no second choice keeper. In fact, there was a couple others as well. So having no Morelos, we've proved we can do it with absences, key members of staff and playing staff missing. So we need to take inspiration for that as well. And with a full Ibrox, I think we can do it.
Also, Mark, have my attention span over the last kind of week has been gone because I've been suffering from the dreaded man flu. If they get 700, did they take their 700 tickets?
I really don't know. We were talking about it prior, and they got. I know that they got offered. I think it's 800. I think you get 700 or 800, but I don't know if they took them up. The last I read about it was that they'd been offered it and they never replied to Rangers. Rangers were waiting on a reply back from them, but after that, I think everything's went quiet. So I really don't know. I really don't know. Is a quick answer.
Just on a kind of a a quick point, Graham. What do you make about all that, about the fans, the supporters in the stadium? You know, it's from 7,000 or 8,000 to 700 or 800. Would you make it?
I'm firmly on the side that I'm happy with them getting 700-800 because I've always said that we should look after our own. There's no other European derby or whatever you want to call them that have give as much as that. Like when you talk about El Clasico, I don't think they get anywhere near that. They're up in the gods basically.
Aye.
So they don't get it, and there's fans that pay so much money and then they get moved seat, and then or some don't even get to go to the Old Firm. So I always believe that. And then when you look at the other side as well, when we go to their place, we're stuck in a corner with restricted views.
So the players can't get anywhere near the fans.
And we pay the same price, and they get a full stand behind the goals, which is, don't care what anybody says, it can have an effect on a goalkeeper's performance or the attacking team getting a wee bit of belief and stuff like that. So I firmly believe we should either give them the 700-800 in that corner, or maybe a wee bit more if possible, like what Borussia Dortmund got, maybe something like that. But they shouldn't get the full stand. And I believe that we should have better seating at their stadium.
Right, now it's and the people might struggle to believe this out there, but I suffer with really, really bad anxiety. So let's see, when I go to Ibrox and stuff, it's quite nervous for me being surrounded by so many people. So I don't go as much as what I probably could, just simply because I suffer from really, really bad anxiety. So I tend not to go to a lot of away games. I go to maybe two or three away games a season, Mark. So this is a bit hypocritical coming from somebody like me, but I would be more than happy to not give them any tickets. And I know that there'll be fans out there shouting at me, going, "No, because I want to go away to their place, and I want to go and shout at their supporters in their own stadiums." And for that, I've got no answer back, because I don't go to a lot of away games, and I don't want to offend anybody who goes to every away game. But just for me personally, my own personal point of view, I'd be happy with none of their fans in their stadium.
My thoughts on it are, I understand that it helps the atmosphere, and it brings the rivalry a bit closer by them getting so many seats. And I understand that. I play devil's advocate a wee bit. But for me, the minute that we start moving our own fans, or telling our own fans that they can't get a seat for Celtic fans, then for me that's not on. And it's that big debate. But for me, I think that the club have done the right thing. We've had a season where nearly 40,000 season ticket holders have paid for a season ticket and no got to go to a game. So you need to reward that. And the only way to reward that is to go, do you know what? We're not going to shift you. We're going to give you an Old Firm game. So for me, that's the main point. Whether it helps with atmosphere, I understand that. But the other side of the coin is, for me, you need to look after your own. Like Graham says there, you've got to look after your own. And the fact that people get shifted, or you buy a season ticket but you're not getting Old Firm games. This is why we love the game. This is why we want to go to football. This is why people pay hundreds of pounds for season tickets, to go and see the biggest games. Mm-hmm. A lot of these guys that get shifted are told they don't, would probably go, do you know what? I'll give you half the amount on top of what I've already gave you, so that I get Old Firm games. So fair play. The boys are getting to see Old Firm games, and if they want to take 800, by all means. The problem is that they've sparked a dummy and they don't like it, because we've said that that's what's happening, and we're looking after our own, and they've went, oh well, if you're doing it, we're going to do the same as well. So do you know what? I'm not really caring. I like Graham says there. See, if there was none of them there, I couldn't care less. But I do see the other side of it as well. That the fact that it's nice to have them, but I've been there. When we've been 3-0 down, and you can't get out. Like a morgue, and all you want to do is the ground to open up and swallow you. So, but for me, you've got to look after your own, 100%. You've got to look after your own, and I agree with what the board are doing by not getting them that amount of tickets. Simple as that.
Brian Miller, Martin, can you say hello to Brooke? She's only 5 and listening. She's with Billy Henderson. Thank you, gents. Hello, Brooke. Hello. How are you?
Hi, Brooke.
I hope you're well. Is Jink Brooks our youngest listener or viewer?
She might very well be.
I wonder if there's anybody else out there who can top 5. Does that make sense? Who can beat 5? Is there anybody younger than 5 out there? But right now, Brooke, you are our star listener. You're our youngest. Congratulations. And we'll need to get Brooke on. I bet you she talks more sense than we used to.
100%.
Let's have a wee look to see if there's any comments about the tickets that I can see. There's that many comments coming now. Curry Muncher, how you doing, Curry? This all started when they destroyed the seating area twice in a row, costing tens of thousands worth of damage. Give them F all. We'll also save domestos to sanitise the stand. that's a very good point. Curry Muncher again, she certainly is not the lowest IQ listener. That is 100% Curry, because she's at least get 20 points on you, buddy. Graham's, there you go. Graham's saying hello, Brooke. Is anybody going to top 5? SG staunch Brooke. There you go, Brooks. Brooks a celebrity tonight. There you go. Right. Very, very quick, and I mean very quick, Graham, on them. I don't want to stay on them for too long. Where is their main threats coming from Sunday?
Well, first of all, I don't watch any of their games, but I'm going to go with experience of watching them in previous games for under 21s and stuff like that. Is Jota for me. I've watched them many times for Portugal under 21s, and for what I've seen from him then, he'll always be a threat. So on that basis, he's the threat.
Jota, that's the extent of your knowledge, Graham, is
That's
it?
my knowledge.
This is the kind of professional content you get here on the Rangers Rabble.
I couldn't watch any of their games, to be honest, mate, to get.
See, I used to do best of the rest. So you'd have thought I'd had one of the guys on, because I've stopped doing that. But there you go. Mark, obviously, I think is Kyogo back. I think I heard that. He'll probably not start, but he's on the bench. You've got Abada, and I really should know more Celtic players.
The boy with a funny name.
If we can take the blue tinted specs off for 2 seconds, look, they've paid a lot of money for the players, but they do have some good players that can cause us problems.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, they're sitting top of the league because they've won more points than us. It's as simple as that. I mean, I know it's not nice to say, and it hurts to think about it, but they've got a good side, middle to front. I think their defence is honking. I think that's their biggest problem last time was whenever getting about them, whenever pressed them, because their whole defence has got mistakes in them. And I think that the problem is that the way they play, they push that high, and it's attack. So there's no any cover there at all for the back four. Even sometimes it's only a back two the way they play. So they're there to be exploited. Obviously, previously talked about Bodo Glimt. They exploited how bad their defence was defensively. And the beauty of it and the good thing of it for us is they only know how to play one way. Mm-hmm. So it's no hard. It's no hard to do a tactical analysis on this. It's no hard to say, right, they might do this, they might do that, and they're going to play high and wide. They're going to invert wingers. So you know exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to attack every opportunity. And they're going to press high, so all we need to do is break the press, be calm on the ball, be precise where we're passing, and we'll tell them it's Reds. The likes of Ryan Kent, if you can break that press with a couple of good possession, calm possession, decent movement in the middle of the park, you can spring their trap, and you can cause them serious problems. They're not very good one-on-one at the back, and as I said, they're good going forward. So my thoughts are there's going to be goals in this tomorrow, because I think that this season we've not really been that great in defence. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping the likes of with Jack and Lundstrom in the middle of the park there, we're going to look a lot more solid, and hopefully we've got a lot more bite than we did have the last time we played them. But they're not a bad side. Middle to front, they're not a bad side. But I think there's weakness there, and I think that it might be a case of if you score 3, we'll score 4.
Oh, you score 3, we score 4.
I
I don't know if my heart could take that on Sunday, to be brutally honest with you. But it would take it as long as we were on the right side of the score line. Like Brian Miller's saying, we score first, we win. Somebody put a stat in earlier, is it something like 85% of Old Firm games, the team that scores first wins. We'll come to the... Excuse me, I'm struggling today. I don't know if you can see how red my face is. We'll come to who's going to start in a wee minute, Graham. But Cubby Cubster, at GVB will have this covered. Gio, I think we all remember Gerrard's first Old Firm game as manager. Didn't really go as planned. He's kind of actually the same game plan that Gio had first time out. That didn't obviously really work. Graham, what we've seen from Gio is he's not afraid to change it. And by change it, I don't mean subs, because that's a whole different conversation, right? But tactically, he's not afraid to change it. So we're looking at a manager here who can adapt. And obviously, he's taking the lessons. I don't know why I'm touching my table here. I'm not Andy Gray. He'll be able to adapt and learn for that first game.
That's what gives me confidence, like our team selection choices and stuff like that. I think he'll pick a team that can change, like 15 minutes in if we need to change it, stuff like that. So it gives me confidence that way. And as he's proved, Dortmund, he's done it. He's done it in league games. So we changed him in the Dundee game, putting Goldson up front. He will change to try and help the team get back in the game or get the winner or stuff like that. So I think that's what's good about the coaching team now, is they do spot dangers and try and get us back in the front, basically. So I'm confident if we do start off on the back foot, they will change it to get us back on the front foot. So I'm confident of that.
Right, Mark, it's time to name the team. I don't know if any of us have got this right yet, under Gerrard or under Gio, right? There's going to be a wee bit of discussion, I think, about the midfield. I think the defence picks itself, goalkeeper, and what we do up front. But look, if you give me the goalkeeper in the back 4 or back 3 or back 5, whatever you want.
For me, it's a back 4. Goalkeeper, like you said, picks itself. Griggsy, right back Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey is the back 4 for me.
Right. So the thing to take for that, Graham, is definitely no Hollander.
No, I agree with Mark there. Balogun for me.
So yeah. So why Balogun over Hollander then, Mark?
I think for pace alone, I think they're quick. We've got pace in the wide areas. We've got pace through the middle. So I think Balogun plays for pace alone. I think that Hollander's a better defender, but I think he's hoping that we're not going to be doing much defending. We'll be going forward and pressing high. So if we're pressing high, the ball over the top, you need somebody that's got legs to counteract that. So for me, that's why Balogun starts rather than Hollander. Different if we were playing maybe Borussia Dortmund again. Hollander definitely defensive minded, probably better positional sense and stuff like that. But we need to press them high. We need to go after them. We need to go at them. So I think you need pace at the back. And that's
would it be a different conversation, Graham, if Hollander was match fit?
That's how much just to say that. I think it's came too soon for him. I like Hollander, but I do like Balogun as well. So it's as long as Goldson's there, I think he's the kind of the leader in the back too, and he gets quite a lot of centre backs through games. He's talking, organising and stuff like that. But I think, like you said there, we've not had a chance to give Hollander like 90 minutes, hopefully maybe 2 games in a row, stuff like that, to get him up to match fitness. So again, that's another reason why for me it'll be Balogun.
I think just on that, Hollander's more dependable. I think Balogun's probably got a mistake in him, but I think that the way we're going to play, hopefully, you're going to need pace at the back rather than dependable. For me.
Oh, listen, I agree. I just have to try and play devil's advocate. Excuse me. That's my throat, my nose, my eyes, everything. I hope people are feeling sorry for me, by the way. And see if you are, please do give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. I've always got to get a wee plug in. Give us a wee retweet, like, a wee comment on Twitter as well, and a like and a share on Facebook. And if you want to join the channel on YouTube, of course, you can become a channel member and get access to perks such as custom emojis and priority response in the comments. Billy Henderson, Martin, you look like you've got allergies. No, it's the man flu, and honest to God, I just cannot handle it. Right, Graham, midfield, how's it shaping up and who's in it?
Well, it's hard for me to say the team I was wanting, because if Mark's going with a back four, I was going to go with a back three with the two wing backs, but we'll go with so it would be Jack and Lundstrom as the two kind of holding, Ramsey in front of them, and then it would be Kent on the left. And this is where I struggle. I'm not 100% sure who I want, because Aribo's form's not been that good. Taking back for the African Cup of Nations, and Sakala can be hit and miss, but he's got pace, which could be. But
Arfield?
I like Arfield in the Old Firm, but he had a good spell, but then he's kind of dropped off again. So it's that's a tough one. If I was being brave and just because of what I know of him, I would have no doubts putting Alex Lowry in. Mm-hmm. But that's a big decision.
Listen, if I seen his name on the team sheet, it would not bother me one bit. But Gio will never do that. There's a 100% chance. Go to the bookies now and put all your money on it. Please don't gamble responsibly. That Alex Lowry will not start on Sunday. Mark, Graham pointed out there, and Enos, I'll come to your comment in 2 minutes, mate, because that is a very, 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 very good point. Just by putting somebody's name up there, I'll come back to that in 2 minutes. Graham pointed out there a formation of two holding midfielders. Is that the way Gio's going to go on Sunday?
100%, yes. Yeah. I think Jack and Lundstrom pick themselves. For me, team sheet, first two names in the team sheet are Lundstrom and Jack. 100%. I think that they set the tone. I think that both of them are neat and tidy in the ball. I think both of them have got a bit of dig. So for me, they're the first two names in the team sheet. I think that they will bully that midfield. 100% they'll bully that midfield. And that's what I hope they're there to do. So, yeah, definitely. I would agree pretty much with Graham right up until the right side. The right side is... We've never really sorted that right side out in years. No. Years.
Not since
probably the last.
In fact, sorry, just before I'm going to bring in this comment really quickly. Ian Hamilton has put in a super chat, so thank you very much for supporting the podcast, Ian. I'm ready and confident. Roofe scores. I've already been mentally picking the team, and my fiance has told me not to talk about the game until game day. That kind of goes without saying. Mama, I came in the night and I was talking to the dog, as you do. You always talk to your dog, don't you? And I'm saying, Teddy, do you know what's happening on Sunday? And my missus goes, oh, it's the Old Firm. So I think it's just widely expected. And of course, if women are really interested in football and their men are there, then it's the same response for the men. But is that what it's like in your house, Mark? You just don't talk about the game until it's done?
No, no, really. I get the old lip service. I was like the other day. Morelos not going to make it. Oh, really? Right? Okay. I wonder trust me. So lip service. That's about it. But look, fair enough. It's my thing. It's not her thing. So
yeah,
I can't grumble.
It's just frustrating, Graham, when they don't get it. When the other halves don't get it, it's so frustrating.
I'm all right now. I'm single, so I'm all right.
Oh, look at you. Right, no more said. We'll move on for that. Ian Hamilton, thank you so much for your super chat. Really appreciate it. Thanks for helping to support the channel. Mark, sorry, carry on, mate.
Yeah, so I was saying that we've not really sorted the right side of our team out since probably Candias was the last proper right-sided winger that we've had, and I think we've struggled. And I think, do you know what? When Gio came in, he tried. I think he bought. I mean, when nobody's mentioned Diallo in God knows how long, he's just disappeared, hasn't he? He's just. I think he's staying back to Manchester.
Quickly realised that he's not going to handle it.
I think that what we've done instead is we've tried to play like almost like a kind of hybrid right side, whereas it's almost like an inside right, and we're only doing that to compensate. I think so. It's a tricky position to play because it's almost like a 10, but it's like a 10 that tracks back and helps the midfield. So for me, I think that I would rather Aribo play that side and Ramsey in the middle. But I think defensively, Ramsey's better than Aribo. So I think Ramsey will play in the right and Aribo will play in the middle. But so's it Ramsey.
Aribo is a 10, Ramsey is a winger.
Yeah, so I think that Ramsey's going to cover more. He's better defensively. I think that we went through a spell where Aribo was playing in the centre as part of the three. And it gave me the fear because I don't think he does his best work going back away. And do you know what? And he tried. And he done all right at some points, but in other points, it wasn't tracking men and stuff like that. And so I think that Aribo's going to play, and I think Ramsey's going to play. I'm not too sure where the two of them are going to play. I think Aribo will play central, and I think Ramsey will play that kind of almost hybrid right side. He linked well with Tav when he done it previously. So I think that's going to be the case. So for me, Lundstrom and Jack's a given. I think your three in front of them will be right side. I'm going to go Ramsey. Centre, I'm going to go Aribo. Left, Ken, and Roofe up top. And the reason I'm picking Aribo, even though he's not really been in form, and there's probably a kind of shout to put Sakala in there rather and play Ramsey as a 10. But I think that Aribo has, I said it in the last pod, he's got that wee bit of magic. So he might just dip a shoulder, beat a guy, ping one in the top corner, or slap somebody in, or he's got that in his locker. Even though he's no on top form and he's no flying.
See, to be honest, I think Aribo is a type of character, right? He looks very quiet and, he doesn't speak much off he's shy. But Aribo strikes me as a type of guy who knows that he isn't in the best of form, but knows he's going to get it back. Aribo strikes me as somebody who's very, very confident in his own ability. Before, I've just seen a comment, right now, I don't know if this is true or not, right? But what I'm going to ask is, everybody watching, if your partner, male or female, if your partner is either a Celtic supporter or doesn't like football, what is the biggest argument you've ever got into, either during or after an Old Firm game? Because I don't know if you're going to top Billy Henderson. Now, the first Old Firm game of the season, my missus, Celtic fan, genuinely set me on fire. I'm not lying in the slightest. The Billy, that's one of them that I really want to, and it's might be a wee bit sadomasochistic, but I really want to believe that that's true, right? But if so, that is just mental, and I want to go to Billy.
I want more details. More details.
We do need more details.
What was used? What was the?
She's still your wife.
Is she still your wife? That's. I'm not lying, guys. Still got the burned scarf. I mean, if anybody's had worse than that, then please do let me know. Get that in the comments because I really do need to know. Now, the comments too far back up, Graham. But Ian Ross just put in quite simply Stephen Davis. I think a lot of people were led to believe that he had a bit of an injury or he wasn't fully fit. I think most of us just that Gio didn't really fancy him. He played for Northern Ireland. He played quite a lot for Northern Ireland. What's going on with Steve Davis?
It's a strange one, mate.
Is there any chance, Graham, that he could be in the team?
Going by recent weeks, I might be wrong in this, but I don't even think he's been on the bench for us either, has he? Which is strange.
I don't think so.
The club are so quiet about it because I've heard about 4 or 5 different reasons. Some are just stuff like injuries. One was, like he said, like kind of long COVID, like stuff like that. But then there's a few other ones that I'll not mention that it's kind of not that good. But as JD will realise, I see him in every start lineup, especially the big games, because of the way I think he can control the game and kind of take pressure off with some of the players round about and stuff like that. But I didn't even bench them this time because, if I'm being honest, I actually forgot about him. But like you said,
that's what happens when he's left out of the team for so long.
But like you said, Northern Ireland, he scored and he played well by all accounts as well. So it's a strange one, I think.
It's one of those, Mark, where he's such an experienced player, but he's also still got the quality. You don't lose the quality. You might lose a couple of yards or whatever, but he's still got it.
I think he's a fabulous player. I mean, he's an absolute Rolls Royce. I think he's a brilliant player. I just think that Gio, and in the way, I've said it before and I'll say it again, in the way that Gio likes to play, I don't think he's got the legs for it. And that's the reason why Gio is no picking him or no playing him. Because he's obviously fit, but he's at the stage in his career that all great players do.
Well, Mark, just very quickly,
there's
Darren saying Gio said today Davis hasn't been available for selection.
I think at the beginning he wasn't available, but I think
for the last couple of months he's been available. But what my point I'm trying to make is, see as you get older, see as you're a really good player as you get older, you get further back. You get further back as the legs start to go. You get further back. Pirlo done it for years. Pirlo done that kind of quarterback role, pinging balls, dictating play, and Davis done that for us under Steve Gerrard. And we don't play with that type of player anymore. That's not our formation. Our formation, we've not got a single pivot that's going to open, start, take the ball off the centre halves and make things happen and dictate play. We don't do that. And I think that's a problem. And I think that if he plays in the same formation that Gio likes to use at the moment, I don't think he's got the legs for it. And it pains me to say it because I think he's a fantastic player and I think he's been an amazing servant for the club. And it's a shame that that's what's happening. But I think that we need to be realistic, and that's how his careers went at the minute.
The question mark is, if you're going to start Davis, who do you drop?
Well, exactly. So that's the bottom line, and we know he's going to play with a 2, and then he's going to play with a 10. Now, so Davis isn't a 10.
I think dropping Jack or Lundstrom.
Yeah, so you're not going to do it. We've already said that they're the first 2 names in the team sheet. So
that's why I'm maybe thinking about a 3-5-2, but I was kind of leaning towards Kamara, and you could play Lundstrom, then that way it's flexible. I was kind of thinking that, and I think Scott Kerr and Alex in the group chat, they kind of said that. I kind of agreed with that, because it gives Tavin Bassey license to go, and I think that's where we get the width for the right hand side. We don't need to play like an inside 10.
But Graham, you're also then forgetting about Glenn Kamara.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was kind of
players of the season last year, so
I was kind of going like Jack.
Does Davis get in before Kamara?
In my opinion, in a big game like that, I'd play Davis. But on the forum, I was going to kind of go with Lundstrom in the middle of the back 3, and then Jack and Kamara or Davis sitting and allowing Ramsey to be the 10 and go forward beyond.
But, excuse me, I'm sorry. Just mentioned it there, Mark, very quickly. This is a game that if he's fit, Aaron Ramsey has to start. There's no real question about that, is there?
Yeah, This is the reason we brought him in. This is what he does for a living. He is a big game player. He's head and shoulders I mean, if he's fit, he's the best player in Scotland at the minute. And I know people are going to go, look,
No, it's true.
we brought him in for Juventus. Do you know what I mean? Bottom line, there's nobody else with that kind of pedigree playing in Scotland at the moment. Nobody. So Celtic have brought in a couple of guys for Japan. So he's got to start if he's fit, which it looks like he is. I think he's got to start. He's the very same as Aribo, whereas he can make things happen. Even if he's a quiet game, he can still make things happen. So whether it be a slide rule pass or a run past the striker, even inside the box, he knows where the goal is. He can shoot. We know he's a great striker of the ball. So for me, he's got to start. Just to come back to what Graham said there, obviously, if you play with a three, and you were talking about Lundstrom, Jack and Kamara, the three of them are all really good players and all really good in the ball. But where's your creativity coming from?
That's what I was saying. Like, because Lundstrom can step out and it allows Jack, either Davis or Kamara, and then Ramsey to go forward, and they've got the cover. And then you've got the wings, Bassey and Tav. That's what I was kind of hoping for. But obviously, it's a big choice to make. I think at some point in the game, I think we will change to a back three at some point in the game.
I think if we're 2-0 up, we'll change to a back three.
Or if they go 1-0 up, he might change to a back three. He might even start with a back three. I think next season that'll be our formation, to be fair. It's so difficult to tell what Gio's going to do. But Graham, I think regardless of the formation, Ryan Kent tomorrow, free roll, definitely. Do what he wants.
That's another reason why I was kind of going for the free at the back, because then you could get Kent kind of closer to Roofe and then give him the free roll. Because it's a weird one with Kent. Sometimes he has good. I like it when he can go down the side and through the middle. When he's kind of stuck to the side, he gets kind of shut out sometimes. So when he's got the freedom, he can go in left. They don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. And that's when you get the best Ryan Kent. And you've seen his form in the big games against Celtic.
He loves playing Celtic.
When he's on form, he's special in these games.
Aye. It's the one guy, Mark, that you want playing them on the team sheet. Alfie's a massive loss, and he's obviously he's recently found his goal scoring touch against Celtic. He's a massive loss, but Ryan Kent in these games just steps it up another level, doesn't he?
Ryan Kent in full flows a joy to watch, absolute joy, like almost like a throwback to players of yesteryear. He is that good. I think free roll is probably exactly what's going to happen, and that's more the reason why I was thinking Ramsey would play on the right, because Ramsey would give you a wee bit more structure and a wee bit more defensively as well as moving forward. But Ryan Kent's just a fabulous player. He's just fantastic. He's one of them ones that he's going to go on and do great things in the game. And I think we should just enjoy him where we've got him. I think, do you know what? I think he really likes it, Rangers. I think he gets it, and I think he loves a big game, like you say. But yeah, Ryan Kent, just go and do what you like. Absolutely, just go and do what you like, and we'll all work around about you. We'll cover you. Just go and threaten him.
I think as well about that is, see if he's given the license to go wherever he wants, it can drag their players away from certain areas, and we can attack that. 100%. So that's a good thing as well.
Billy Henderson has asked me a question in the comments. Billy, see if you ask me that more towards the end of the season, because from now until the end of the season, we're going to be doing about 18 podcasts a week, man. There's that many games going on. So as quizzes is something I would like to do, especially for when international breaks and that are on. So if you message me closer to the end of the season, buddy, that's something that we can sort out. The most important question, Mark, is asked by Darren Stewart, channel member. What time are we getting our penalty?
Hopefully in like the 5th or 6th minute. Sets us up nice, doesn't it? That's what I'm looking at. You just hope Tav does the day one of these stupid run-ups where I'm like
penalty bingo, Graham?
Penalty Rangers.
My favourite number, 8th minute.
8th minute. And of course, and if I get this completely wrong, this is embarrassing, but it's Willie Collum. Am I right?
You're right.
How are you feeling about that, Graham?
No good. Some of the stats I've seen on Twitter, I don't even know how true they are, but there seems to be a lot of homework done, and it doesn't look good.
Listen, Mark, I've made this point a million times. I genuinely don't think the refs are biased. I just think they're poor, and I think he's one of the poorest.
Yeah, well, I know him as Silly Column, not Willie Column. He's just, but they're all the same. It's not even. I know there was the old banter about he's for the other side and this and that, and it's always been the case, but it's just incompetence is what it is. It's absolutely incompetence, and you just hope that at least they're consistent with their incompetency. That's all you can, and that's a scary thought. That's going to be, on Sunday, this is going to be the most watched game, and definitely the UK. Don't know about Europe, but there's going to be massive numbers watching this, and people must be going like that. I mean, I speak to the boys all the time in the rig, and they can't believe the refereeing. They just, I can't understand, because they're not professional and they're not full time. So, but it's not even biased. It's just sheer, utter incompetence, and it's sad that you've got teams and derbies the size of the Old Firm that everybody in Europe, everybody in Britain anyway is going to be watching it. So,
worldwide. This is worldwide. Game.
So, and that amount of people are going to be watching these Nuggets making a rip-roaring James Hunt it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just frightening. It's not even that way where it's been going on for that long. I'm not even surprised anymore. I'm not even shocked. It just is what it is. They are just that incompetent. And you think to yourself, is it me? Am I just... But it's no, you watch any other game in the Scottish League, and it is the same over and over and over again. It's just sheer.
Do you know what? It doesn't even... Do you know, all refs are inconsistent, right? They're human beings. But how the Scottish refs can be so inconsistent in the same game, it seriously blows my mind.
I just hope it doesn't ruin the game. It better, unless it's a definite yellow, it better not give a soft yellow in the first 5-10 minutes.
You know what he's like? But he loves the limelight. He loves to stamp his authority. Jimmy Duff says it here. Colin misses things in game because he's taking selfies. The man loves for the limelight. Absolutely lives for the limelight. But look, we can't agree on a starting 11. We can't even agree on a formation. So let's try and agree on a result. Before you guys answer, think about it. And you know the way I like to do this, I like my result and I like my first goal scorer. So for everybody in the comments, please get the result, and Sharpie especially, I'm talking to here, because Sharpie knows what he does. First goal scorer. Graham.
2-1 Rangers, coming back for 1-0 down. And Ryan Kent.
No, well, you've said coming back for 1-0 down, so you need to name one of them.
The first goal scorer, I don't care.
I'm only joking. Mark?
3-2 Rangers. First goal scorer, Goldson.
First goal scorer, Goldson. That's actually a good shout, by the way.
Not going to say it.
What have we got in the comments? We've got Brian Miller, Rangers 1, Celtic 0, Ramsey. I like it. Darren Stewart, channel member, 2-1 Ryan Jack. See if Ryan Jack scores the first goal. Honestly, God, that would be amazing. The White Cafu, 2-0 Ramsey. Chris Stewart's gone 1-0 with Kent. Billy Henderson, 3-1 Rangers. Celtic will score first. Ramsey in the 69th minute. Can we get Brooks' score as well? Actually, I need to ask out there. So can we get Brooks' score in? J-Mac, 2-1 Rangers Lundstrom. Graham Ross has gone 4-1 Ramsey. See, I don't know if I want Ramsey to score the first goal.
Score the winner.
Or I want Ryan Jack to score. I mean, I would take any of them. but I think I'd prefer a Ryan Jack first goal. Michael Crooks 2-0. Ramsey, and Ewan Minton's 3-1. Kent. Right, I'm just trying to look to see if Brooks. Yeah, what's Brooks' score? Come on, can we get Brooks' score, please? No, unless Brooks fell asleep listening to us because we're that boring. Quite possibly. Fog Dogs 1-0 Tav penalty. Ian Ross is 3-1 Rangers Lundstrom. Lovely. One of my favourites, Michael 2-1 to the famous Goldson. Cubby Cubster, another one of my favourites, 4-2 Rangers. Roofe, Curry Muncher. Yeah, another one of my favourites, even though I wind them up. 4-2 Rangers Ramsey. Jimmy Duff is going 3-1 Rangers. Sharpie, Tav penalty and 2-0 Rangers. There you go. You finally, after nearly a year and a half, get it right, Sharpie. Well done.
There's Brooks' prediction as well in the comments.
Right. Where is it? Where's Brooks? Brooks has said 3-0 to Rangers, Tav. There we go. So everybody get down to the bookies. Get that on.
Brooke.
3-0 to Rangers and a Tav hat-trick. There you go. Brilliant. Right, so very, very quickly, because I'm going to very quickly touch on the other two subjects, Mark. But how do we win tomorrow then? What do we do?
Press. That's my only thing. That's what we've never done. We need to get into their faces. We need to press them. We need to get physical with them. And we need to just chase them down. Don't give them any time in the ball. See, when we do that, we're at our best. When we press high and hard and fast, we cause teams problems. So that's exactly what we need to do. That's how we win a game. We will win the battle in the middle of the park if we do that. Ryan Jack and Lundstrom set the tempo, getting in about it.
Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday.
I keep saying tomorrow. I know my head's mince. Sunday.
Tomorrow.
If they turn up a day early, that means they're keen.
I know.
Yeah, but that's what we need to do. We need to press. That's what we've never done in the first half. We sat off them. We can't sit off them at all. Because if you sit off them and admire them, they're going to cause us problems. So we need to press them. Simple as that.
And we have to be aware of, like Curry Muncher says, we need to be aware of Zorro in the middle of the park. He's actually a half-decent player. Right, okay. I'm still no more positive than I was when we started, so used to have failed. But Graham, obviously it was announced, I can't remember if it was 2 days ago, yesterday, I honestly can't remember, that Rangers have withdrawn from the Sydney Cup, the Ange Homecoming Tour. How they done it, I don't care. I'm not going into the legalities of it. I'm just happy that we're not doing it.
I was delighted. I was on my way home from Northern Ireland for work when I seen the news breaking. I'm delighted. As everybody says and agrees, we should have been went for it in the first place. It was a no-goer, and also the board will need to take the slack for that as well. So, but like you say, my initial reaction to the statement, I was quite a few, was they never mentioned the fans' reaction. But since I've kind of read up and through people's opinions, that they probably couldn't do that to say it was the fans' reaction that caused it. But I do believe that has a part to play in it. But obviously they found loopholes, as in the old firm tag and Celtic breaking it first when we should have broke it together and stuff like that. So I'm just happy it's done. We can hopefully arrange something at home. But I'd like an Ibrox tournament style thing, like with maybe Hamburg, Bengaluru and Orange County, our partner club, stuff like that. I think
there's a million and one things we could do, Graham. There's a million and one things we could do. You know, we're a massive club. We attracted Real Madrid for a friendly. You know what I mean? There's loads of things we can do, Mark. Graham mentions that there. Look, the club found loopholes. The club found loopholes, in my opinion, simply because of the reaction of the fans. Now, I'm not saying that it's 100% the fans that have managed to get this cancelled. I don't know if maybe somebody at the club has actually woke up and went, well, hold on a minute, actually, this is a really bad idea. But they've made the right decision in the end.
Yeah, I mean, common sense has prevailed at the end of the day, and I think, I don't know how, like you said, I don't know how they've done it, but I think that it's been, maybe old Bizgroves didn't really know the script, and has just went, what about a friendly and what about a playing over in Australia? And the rest of the boys just went, aye, well, they're shouting about 3 million, aye, just bar in. And then obviously it's came to light what the actual friendly was, and I think we were maybe too far down the road to go, hold on a minute. So I think that they've went, oh. But you need to remember as well, a lot of the board are fans. So a lot of the board are probably, I wouldn't say they're not privy to it. I would dare say they would have been aware. But I think that the ins and outs and the fact that it's been this whole Ange homecoming thing and the world tour ends in Australia and all that.
They announced it. They announced it when the court cases were coming and stuff like that.
Well,
you can't be involved.
No,
with that club outside of when you have to play them.
Look, I don't even want to say their name. Never mind be involved in them, and that's not a bigoted way. That's because that club's rotten to the core, absolutely rotten to the core, and the way they've treated some of these people is ridiculous. And I'm not wanting to get too political on it, but I think it's an absolute travesty the way they've treated some of these people. But you don't want to, like you said, you don't want to be associated with that. But it's not even that. It's not what it's about. It's about the purity of the Old Firm game. It's not friendly. It should never be a friendly. That to me is just madness. That game. This is the best derby in the world, bar none. And there's been far better players than I'll ever be that have graced Milan derbies, Manchester derbies, El Clasico, they've all said it. So they can't all just be playing to the crowd. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is the biggest derby in the world, and everybody wants to watch it. As I said, everybody will sit down and watch it. Let's face it, let's call a spade as well. The only reason that Sky TV give us money is because they get at least 4 Old Firm games a season. Right. So if there wasn't an Old Firm game, there wouldn't be any TV money.
Well, how much money does Sky Sports put into Welsh football?
I've no idea. I don't.
They put more into other Welsh football.
I tell you what, they put more into bloody the women's game.
Yeah, they do.
That's frightening. Some of the stats coming out. I just seen a stat the other day there that for their FA Cup, if you win that, you get 3 million. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you don't even get that to win the league.
Then you look at Cinch as well. Cinch pay more to be on Tottenham's sleeve. And
it's just frightening. So for us to even if you look at that side of the coin as well and say, for us to sell our brand in that derby that cheap, and we've been doing it for years. We've been doing it for 15, 20 years. So it's just not on. It's as simple as that. It's not. It shouldn't be happening.
See if you're going to sell it cheap, just go back to BT, because at least they gave us shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? 100%. With our coverage, at least they gave us shit. But look, Curry Muncher said, someone made a comment on another stream. Would they have done a friendly in 2012? No fucking chance.
No.
I hate everything that club and its fans stand for. There's absolutely no danger they would have done a friendly to help us out in 2012. No. So why the hell should we even consider helping them? 100% agree. Listen, guys, that will do us. We could go on for another hour, but I am literally dying and my internet's cut out 3 times and nobody's noticed yet. So I'm going to leave it at that. Graham, Mark, mate, guys, thank you very much. Thank you to every single person that tunes in and watches. We recently just passed 800,000 views, which I know when you compare it to the likes of, I don't know, the kickoff and all that, right? I mean, that's like one show for day, guys. But for us to reach 800,000 views, our goal is obviously to try and get to 1 million before November, but that would then be 2 years of the podcast being going with 1 million views. So I on YouTube, that is. So again, just thanks to everybody for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Even if you don't like it, right, and you think that I'm a twat, which you're right, I'm a twat. Like it anyway, just do it. And subscribe if you haven't already. Michael's get well soon, Martin, sweetheart. I will get well as soon as I possibly can, and hopefully I'm a lot better for Sunday. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody tuning in. See what I mean? My speech and everything's going. We'll be back on Sunday at 11 a.m. as soon as the basically as soon as the team line's announced. And JD will be back, the big, beautiful, bald alien, and Ross Clark. So there you go. That's always eventful. That's always worth tuning in for. And then, of course, we'll be back straight after the game with immediate reaction. And let's hope it's a positive, bouncy, happy reaction. So again, thank you to everybody for tuning in. We'll see you on Sunday at 11 a.m. Thank you. And I can finally go to my bed.